Hello. Okay. Just a disclaimer before we begin this video. I am not like a hardcore Dhruv Rathee hater. I am just being honest. So if you guys don't know, Dhruv Rathee has just launched his own startup, and this is an AI tool called AI Fiesta. Now, at first glance, the tool really looks good. बेसिकली अगर तुम लोगों ने नहीं सुना है कॉन्सेप्ट इज यू गेट एक्सेस टू प्रीमियम एआई मॉडल्स फॉर ₹1,000 अ मंथ नाउ एवरीवन जिसने सिर्फ ये सरफेस लेवल पे सुना है दे आर वेरी एक्साइटेड अबाउट इट दे थिंक that they'll just get access to chat gpt gemini perplexity claude grok for ₹1,000 a month which sounds like a pretty good deal. Now before I get into the actual product, let me just talk about the messaging that Dhruv Rathi gave in this video. From what I understand, what Dhruv Rathi said is कि the problem with AI adaptation in India is कि जो AI के subscription plans है, they're very expensive, and hence a lot of the people just use the free plan, and people don't understand the difference between the free plan and the pro plan. And he wants people to be able to access the pro plan for a cheaper price. And when you look at the average price of AI models, that's like $20 a month, and this is $1,000 a month. So sorry, ₹1,000 a month. So it's 50% cheaper. Sounds very good until you start using the actual tool. Now again, मैं सिर्फ पॉइंट्स बताने वाला हूँ. I have this whole document here where I have tested the tool. I have done some calculations, and I'll just go through what I'm talking about. ठीक है? Now to begin with, we have the price at ₹1,000 a month, and for that you get 400,000 tokens across 6 models. Now, for the people that do not know tokens क्या होता है, ऐसा समझ के चलो कि on an average 4 कैरेक्टर जब एक LLM आउटपुट करता है तो उसको एक टोकन माना जाता है. दिस इज जस्ट लाइक एन एवरेज. एक्चुअली टोकन्स का लेंथ कांस्टेंट नहीं होता है, ऐसा मान के चलते हैं. ठीक है. सो 400,000 टोकन्स मतलब 1.2 मिलियन लेटर्स. Now, your effective cost becomes $30 per million tokens. Ab, if you are an AI user, you're already starting to see the problem here. This is very bad pricing. I'll tell you why. When you enter an average prompt, एक average prompt का रेशियो होगा कि आप समझो एक लेंथ का प्रॉम्प्ट दो, एंड आपको उससे 10 टाइम ज्यादा या इवन 20 टाइम ज्यादा आपको आउटपुट मिल जाएगा. दैट्स यूजुअली द इनपुट टू आउटपुट रेशियो. लेट मी शो इट टू यू हियर. दिस इज इन द AI Fiesta इंटरफेस. ओके, सो यू सी दिस लेंथ ऑफ इनपुट इतना है एंड लेंथ ऑफ आउटपुट बहुत बड़ा है. सो इट्स इवन प्रोबेबली बिगर देन 1:20, बट मैं 1:10 के आसपास का रेशियो या 1:20 के आसपास का रेशियो लेके चल रहा हूँ. नाउ टेकिंग दैट रेशियो इनटू माइंड, अगर आप एक एक्चुअली गुड प्रॉम्प्ट लिखोगे टू राइट कोड, टू लेट्स से राइट a story, to do anything useful, basically to rewrite a document, your average output on AI Fiesta will be close to 3,000 tokens, close to 3,000 to 5,000 tokens. And on the AI platform itself, like Gemini, ChatGPT, or Grok, it will be close to 6,000 tokens. And I'll tell you why that difference is there later on. But now, when you do the calculations, it means that even if your message was 1,000 tokens a month, you will get 400 messages total. Now, for a pro user, like I use uh, Chat GPT, Gemini, all of these tools very constantly, and I have the subscriptions. I will do 400 messages in 2 days. Let me be honest with you there. If you're just using one model and you're doing actually decent prompts, you might get 240 messages a month, which is maybe 1.5 days worth of messages. And ये प्लेटफॉर्म का जो यूएसपी है, तो तुम दो मॉडल भी अगर यूज करोगे, it drops down it drops down to 120 messages per month. And now, if you do six models, which is enabled by default, and most people will not disable that, you will do around 20 to 40 messages a month. Do you see the problem here? I'll be back. Yeah. Now, bro, 20 message. I will blow through 20 messages in an hour. Now, here's the even better part. The output of you could get double the output if you just use it through the API. API क्या होता है ये समझने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let me show you this platform called Open Router. Open Router पे basically आप यूजेज के हिसाब से पे कर सकते हो. एटलीस्ट फॉर नॉन डेवलपर्स मैं बात कर रहा हूं कि आप 1,000 रुपए यू वांट टू स्पेंड, पुट 1,000 रुपीज इन दिस अकाउंट. फॉर द सेम अमाउंट in GPT-5, as per the calculations I've done, you will get around 1.2 million tokens, three times what AI Fiesta is giving. If you do Claude, which is the most expensive model that they have available on AI Fiesta, you will get double the amount of tokens, which is 800,000. So even if you just use the most expensive model, you will get double the amount of tokens if you just use it through Open Router. अब the thing is कि I would still understand pricing your token cost so high if your interface was just amazing. Now my problem with this interface is it is just not up to the mark. मतलब देखो, I understand that most people might not see the flaws right away, but as you start using this more and more, as a pro user, you will understand the flaws in this. Um, I will show you one example of unpolished code right now. So पहले तो मैं सेटिंग्स में जाता हूँ. लेट मी शो यू कि मेरा अभी कितने टोकन्स कंज्यूम्ड है. सो आई हैव 20,000 टोकन्स कंज्यूम्ड, राइट. लेट्स स्टार्ट अ न्यू मैसेज. लेट्स से create a uh, create a landing page in HTML and Tailwind uh, for an AI company called Neural Arc, which is the best dev- development slash SaaS agency, AGENCY, for AI in India. Let's say that. ठीक है. And I will use their prompt enhancer and I will say go. Do you see this? Object. If you are a programmer, you understand what the problem is here. If you are not a programmer, let me just tell you this. This is a very basic issue that should have been resolved in testing. The fact that this made it into production code makes me feel like not enough love has been put into this software. Enough testing नहीं हुई है, enough काम नहीं हुआ है इसके ऊपर. दिस सीम्स लाइक अ ऐसा क्विक प्रोजेक्ट. ऐसा लग रहा है कि लवेबल में आज बनाया 5 दिन. ऑफ कोर्स आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि इसमें एफर्ट नहीं गया है. I'm just saying that is what it is looking like. And let's move on to the next point now. Let me show you something. This code is generated by GPT-5 using AI Fiesta's, I think that's how it's pronounced, AI Fiesta's prompt enhancer, right? Let me copy this code and let me go to an HTML runner. Look at that. That is 126 lines of code. And let me now run this. For anyone who's used GPT-5, you know this is an horrible output. Ab, let me just take the exact same prompt, and I will put it in Open Router just for the GPT-5 model. And I will also do the same thing in the Chat GPT app. Okay. So most people will use the Chat GPT app for a limited amount of messages per day. You will have access to the GPT-5 model. आप भी ये exact same prompt try करके देख सकते हो. Now AI Open Router is already done. Let me copy this code and let me paste it here. Okay. जितनी एनर्जी से मैं बात कर रहा था वो सब चला गया बट जस्ट वेट फॉर इट सो चैट में सेटिंग ऑटो पे सेट है ठीक है सो दिस इज वाया द एपीआई राइट नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट द चैट जीपीटी ऐप डज आई एम जस्ट बीइंग ऑनेस्ट ये पार्ट में कट नहीं करने वाला यस इट लुक्स लाइक देयर इज समथिंग रॉन्ग विद द चैट जीपीटी एपीआई because very clearly GPT-5 can give much better outputs than this. Either that or this prompt is just horrible. I think the prompt looks fine. Create a polished landing page in HTML and Tailwind for Neural Arc, an AI company, and the leading development SaaS agency. Yeah, so that is, I would say, not a bad prompt. I mean, it lacks detail, but it is not a kind of prompt that would ruin the output. Let's see what the Gemini model here has come up with. So, similar length of output. This output is definitely better. And now, okay, let's just keep waiting for GPT-5. वो अब तक hero section ही बना रहा है. That is one of the icks of it, that it's really slow in the Chat GPT app. But trust me, it is worth the wait compared to what we are getting here. Meanwhile, let me show you something. You go to settings and another 20,000 tokens have been used from the prompt enhanced message. Meaning, if you keep using the six models at the same time, you will have close to 20 messages a month or less than 20 messages a month. That itself is a deal breaker for me at least. And it probably should be for you if you are a target audience for this. See, I I really sound very aggressive here, and I want to make it very clear. I don't hate anyone. It's just that this feels like such a horrible product, and I'm sorry I have to use those words. I just hope that Dhruv Rathee has a plan, and assuming the fact that he has 20 million subscribers, he has a very good research team. He creates really good videos. I am assuming that he has a plan to make this a better product. I am just a little disappointed in the fact that he decided that this was a good enough product to put into the market. Once this is done, I will explain to you कि क्यों वो ऐप में worst output आ रहा है and what like why has it been set up like that. Okay, I'm growing a little impatient. HTML ko, if you guys did not know, we can run midway also. So Yeah. Do you see the quality difference between this UI and the UI that we created before this? It's not even close. To say that it is coming out of the same model is just like very surprising. Now I'll tell you why this is happening. One, it is partially OpenAI's mistake क्योंकि OpenAI का जो ऑटो राउटर बेसिकली वो बहुत चैट जीपीटी इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मॉडल्स तो ऑटो राउटर तीन चार मॉडल के बीच में इट यू नो बेसिकली राउट से मॉडल तो वो मेरी क्वेरी चेक करेगा उस मॉडल पे डाल देगा सो फॉर सम रीजन इट्स नॉट वर्किंग वेरी वेल इन द एपीआई सो वी कैन फॉरगिव दैट फॉर चैट जीपीटी 5 but it is a similar case for Gemini, Claude, Grok, and another issue that is there with this platform that shows that how much lack of polish is there is एक तो ये ऑब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट वाला चीज प्लस सॉकेट ब्रेक हो जा रहा है बीच में द आउटपुट जस्ट स्टॉप्स लुक एट दिस क्लॉड डिड नॉट फिनिश इट्स आउटपुट yet it is marked as finished. DeepSeek also did not finish its output, and yet it is marked as finished. And so this software needs a better polish, um, needs better polish. If I could give some advice, which I understand Dhruv Rathi is a much bigger creator than me, he probably knows a lot more about business than me. But in terms of AI and software, if I could give him a bit of advice, I would advise him to get better developers and come up with a USP for this platform. Come up with a good USP for this platform that is sustainable. This USP is not sustainable. Getting 20 messages a month when I'm paying 1,000 rupees a month is not worth it. I am I am just very disappointed in what is happening here. The Now, my issue also being like, look at what this has created. My my issue also being ki, yes, what he said in the video, I completely agree with that. That the pro models are really, really better than the free models. But if you limit the access or you limit the capability of the pro model in your software, you're defeating the whole purpose of why you made the AI Fiesta platform in the first place. If by any miracle, uh, Dhruv Rathi happens to see this, please, we can have a chat. We really need to talk about this software. I will keep tracking the progress of this. As of now, I would recommend do not buy this software. It is not worth it. If and when it is worth it, I will make a video saying, please buy this. But right now, this is just a bad product. Do not buy this. And I am so sorry to say this. I'm like having 20 million subscribers. I assume that he has 20 million subs, right? Yeah, almost 30 million subscribers is one of the things that in India or anywhere would really help you, further push in the AI race. And a software of this quality coming out from a creator like Dhruv Rathi is just, it just feels really disappointing to me. Yeah. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Tata. Bye bye.